Till the previous video, we see the question answer till the 46 number. In this video, we will start from the 47 number question. What is an alloy? State the constituent of a solder, which properties of the solder makes it suitable for the welding electric wire. As we studied in the previous video that alloy is the homogeneous mixture of the two or more than two metal, and the solder which is made by the lead and the tin, and it has a low melting point. That is why we are using as a soldering wire. Now the next question, that is using the electronic configuration, explain the how magnesium atom combines with the oxygen atom to form a magnesium oxide by the transfer of electron. For that, we have to know about the atomic number of the magnesium and the oxygen. As we know that the magnesium atomic number, that is of 12, so the electronic configuration, that is 282. And the outermost orbit means the valence electron, that is of 2. So for the stabilization, it loses the 2 electron from its outer orbit and get the +2 charge on it. Here you can see the Mg, its configuration 282, but while it is a donate this 2 electron, then it get the Mg +2 to 8 configuration is there. And this 2 electron will accepted by the oxygen. Why? Because the oxygen atoms atomic number, that is of 8. So the electronic configuration 2 6. Here you can see the outer orbit, the 6 electron is there. For the satisfied its orbit, it required 2 more electron. So this 2 more electron, it is gained by the oxygen, which is donated by the Mg, means the magnesium. Here you can see this 2 electron is used by the oxygen, and now it get the complete orbit, means 2 8. So the oxygen is -2. So the Mg +2 and oxygen -2. And for the formula, that is of MgO, means the magnesium oxide. Now the next question, 49 number question. When a metal X is treated with a cold water, it gives a base Y with a molecular formula XOH. Where the molecular mass is given, that is of 40, and liberated a gas Z, which easily catch the fire. So identify X, Y and Z. As we see that from the sodium, magnesium and the iron, only sodium can react with the cold water. So X will be sodium. The second question, that it gives a base Y with molecule formula XOH. The X that we already find out, that is of Na, so the formula is become a NaOH, and its molecular mass, that is of 40. When it is a react with the water, means the Na which is react with the cold water, H2O, then it is formed the NaOH, means the XOH, and along with that the hydrogen gas is released, and this hydrogen gas is easily catch the fire. So your X means the answer, the X that is of sodium, Y that is of NaOH, means the sodium hydroxide, and the Z that will be your hydrogen. Now let's move further. 50 number question. Write the chemical equation that shows aluminium oxide react with the acid as well as base. As we study that aluminium oxide, which is amphoteric in nature, means it can react both the condition, acidic condition as well as basic condition. So here you can see, first of all we do the reaction of Al2O3 with the HCl, means the acid with the acid, hydrochloric acid. Aluminium oxide, which is react with the hydrogen chlorine, and it form AlCl3, means the aluminium chloride, and along with that the water is formed. This is of acid. Now the reaction with the base. Here you can see the NaOH, means the sodium hydroxide, which is basic in nature. So the Al2O3 plus NaOH, so its form NaAlO twice means sodium aluminate oxide, sodium aluminate. And along with that, the water is formed. Now let's see the next question, long answer type question may ask in 5 marks. For 51 number, name the main ore of mercury. How is mercury obtained from its ore? Give balanced chemical equation. The second question, that what is a Thermit reaction? How it is used to join the railway track or cracked machine part. The C question, name the method used to extract metal of high reactivity. So we start with the A number question. As we see that HGS, that is called as a cinnabar. The main ore of mercury, that is of cinnabar. And the mercury is obtained from its ore by the roasting process, because here the ore is in form of the sulfide. So we have to go for the roasting process. So the AgS means the cinnabar, which is react with the oxygen. So it form the Hg means the mercury, and along with that the SO2 gas is eluted. Now the B question, that is what is a Thermit reaction and how it is used for the joining of the railway track and cracked machine part. So when the aluminium is heated with the Fe2O3 means the iron oxide to get the molten iron, then it is called the Thermit reaction. What is Thermit reaction? When the iron oxide is react, or you can say it is heated with the aluminium in a molten state of the iron, then the Al2O3 means the aluminium oxide, and along with that Fe means the iron is formed. So this process, that is known as a Thermit reaction. And this molten iron is generally used to welding a broken railway tracks, or you can say it is also used for the welding a broken parts. The C question, that is name the method used to extract a metal of high reactivity. As we already see that for the sodium, potassium, for the extraction of the high reactive metal, we have to go for the electrolytic reduction. Now the 52 number question. How can the metal at the top of the reactivity series be extracted from their ores? We already see in the previous question only. If the metal is high reactive, then we can extract it by the electrolysis process. Explain with an example. The B question, name any one alloy made up from a metal and the non-metal and the two of the metal. So let's give the answer of the first question. As we discussed that if the metal is highly reactive, then it is extracted by the electrolytic reduction. For example, the aluminium is obtained from the bauxite by the electrolytic reduction, sodium as well. The second question is that name any one alloy which is made up by the metal and the non-metal. So the answer is steel, because in the steel the homogeneous mixture of iron, which is metal, and along with that the carbon is there, and carbon is a non-metal. So it is the mixture of the metal and the non-metal. Who? Steel. So the answer is steel is made up of iron and the carbon. The third question, the homogeneous mixture of the two metals, that is of brass. We already see in the brass the two homogeneous mixture of the metal are used, that is of copper and zinc. Now let's move further. 53 number question. Give two methods to prevent the rusting of the iron. B. Name the ore of the following metal, that is of mercury and zinc. And the C question, explain with the help of a diagram how copper metal can be refined, a label the important arrangement in the experimental setup. Let's give the first answer. How can we prevent the rusting of the iron? There are many ways, but here the two ways are given, that is by the painting, by the applying the color. So the direct contact of the air with the iron which can be prevent. So one option, that is of painting. By the painting we can prevent the rusting, and the second one, that is of a galvanization process. Now the B question, that write down the ore of the following metals. As we already see in the previous question, that ore of the mercury, that is of Cinnabar, HGS, and the ore of the zinc, that is of zinc blende. Now the C question, explain the help of the diagram how copper can be refined. Label the important arrangement in the experimental setup. This question we already see in the 39 number question. Even though I just give the information, but for that you have to look the diagram of the 39 question. In that we see that we are using a electrolyte as a copper sulfate solution. In that we are adding some drop of the acid. So the electricity, the easily electricity conduct. Here we are taking a cathode as a pure metal and the anode as a impure metal. While we are connecting it with the batteries and apply the electric current, then we get the pure metal on the cathode, and whatever the impurities which is present on the anode, which is settled down at the bottom of the anode, and that bottom of the anode, whatever the impurities we collected, that is known as the anodic mud. So that arrangement you have to draw. Here the what is the exactly process is occur is given. The impure copper is taken as an anode, whereas the pure copper is taken as a cathode. The copper solution, copper sulfate solution is taken as an electrolyte, and when the electric current is passed, the impure copper which is charged, which is a change to the ion and which gain the electron at the cathode and change into the pure metal, and whatever the impurities are there which is settled down at the below portion of the anode, that is known as anodic mud. Now what is the exactly processes occur at the anode? At the anode the Cu, that is converted into the Cu plus 2 and 2 electron is released. This 2 electron which is go at the cathode, which is react with the Cu plus 2. So this Cu plus 2 is converted into the pure copper, and this process is occur at the cathode. Next question, 54 number question. With the help of a suitable example, explain how ionic compounds are formed. State any 3 general properties of ionic compound. So the ionic compound are formed by the transfer of the electrons from the metal to non-metal, and whatever the compound is formed, that is known as an ionic compound. For example, NaCl. So the Na possesses the positive charge because atomic number of Na, that is of 11. So the electronic configuration, that is 281. So the sodium is donate the 1 electron, and the chlorine configuration, that is of 287. So this 1 electron which is lost by the sodium, which is gained by the chlorine, and how they both the orbit are fulfilled. So the Na plus, here you can see that 1 electron which is donated by the Na, which is denoted by the cross, and the remaining 7, that is of Cl. So the compound is formed, that is of NaCl, and this compound is formed by the transfer of the electron. That's why it is known as an ionic compound. Now let's see the properties of the ionic compound. They are solid and having a high melting point due to the strong attraction force between the molecules. The second one, that is of they are soluble in water. Here you can keep it in mind the salt. If we are adding the salt into the water, is easily dissolved. So the ionic compound also possess same properties, means they are soluble in water. The third question, that they conduct the electricity in a molten state as well as in an aqueous state. We already see the reasoning question, that why the ionic compound are conduct the electricity in the molten state, not in a solid state. And in that I already give the brief information that in the molten state it possesses the free ion, and this free ion is responsible for the conducting of the electricity, and same as in aqueous solution too. But if it is in a solid form, then it cannot be able to lose the, or you can say it cannot be produce the free ion. That's why it's not able to pass the electricity. Thank you.